Hi guys, welcome to episode 1 of Loser Monologue with Haley. Today in this episode, we're going to be talking about why it is important to have self-worth as a teenage girl. If you're a boy watching this, welcome. This also applies to you, just like might be a bit different, but it will still apply to you. Okay, so before we get into this chat, just wanted to let you guys know that if you do enjoy this video, put a thumbs up down below and also subscribe if you like the videos because there will be more to come. First of all, I've started this channel to help me, myself and I, just to help deal with things that usually don't come to light or that are really ignored and not seen. But I really hope that you guys also can join in and understand what I'm saying and what everything actually means. So what to come on this channel is podcasts with some of my friends maybe. I have a lot of emotionally intelligent people in my life and I think it would be a really good contribution. Sorry. So I think it would be a really good contribution. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I said that right, but for people that also know what they're talking about or have some sort of idea on what to talk about, to come in here and talk with me because I feel like it would be really fun and just refreshing to talk about things like this with another person in the same age group as me. So before we get into the topic on why self-worth is important to teenage girls. So before I get into the topic of why self-worth is important in us teenage girls, I'm actually going to search up what self-worth actually means and give you a bit of an understanding on what that actually means. Just disclaimer, everything that's said in these videos are not actually factually true. It's just how I'm feeling and what I think of a situation. So now getting into it, self-worth is your eternal sense of how valuable you are as a person. It is the belief that you matter, not because of what you achieve, how you look, or what others think, but simply because you exist. That is the perfect way to put it. Okay, being a teenage girl, self-worth, bro, we can like it so hard. And it's just something that we really need to bring to light more often because I think a lot of girls don't hear it from other girls about self-worth. There's many people that go through things like girls putting other girls down or even boys putting girls down or girls putting boys down. And that can create a lack of self-worth with yourself because it makes you feel like everything that they're saying is true, even though it is not. It is their opinion. Everybody's opinion is different and it's not always true. It's not the truth. It's not factual. So, yeah, that's something that you need to take into consideration is that others, people's words shouldn't affect you to the point where you believe what they're saying is true and you change yourself because, girl, you're literally a teenager. You literally have so much life to live and it doesn't really matter in 20 years what this one person has said to you, because you've grown up, you've lived a life that you never thought you would, and yeah. Okay, certain situations that I'm gonna pinpoint is probably high school. So high school is a place where you learn, obviously, but this is something that does not get taught in school very often. Well, I know I haven't been taught it. But self-worth is genuinely a feeling that you can't just ask for, It's not a feeling that you just feel, it's more of a decision that you make for yourself. Because once you do realize that you have self-worth and that you are worth a lot in life for yourself, we're powerful. We're literally powerful. Anything anyone says to us will not affect us because we know who we are, and that's all that matters. There's lots of standards beauty wise and smartness. Like, there's so many standards in life that us teenage girls do not need. We don't need to be on a pedestal with any other person but ourselves. And I feel like once we learn to realize that standards and other things like beauty, like makeup, everything that girls think they need to be perfect just kind of brings our self-worth down. Like, it doesn't, like, I understand that wearing makeup and trying to look good for other people can be like uplifting, but once you wear makeup for yourself, or once you stop wearing makeup for yourself and not for others, that's when you really love yourself. Like, loving yourself is realizing that you're loved and that you're worthy and that you're so worth of loving. Like, I don't know how to fully explain it, but I do have my journals over here to keep me going, because I write a lot in my journals about things I'm feeling in the moment. Let me have a look. So usually I write down in my journal letters to myself, and in those letters to myself, I feel like this is a very good thing for girls to start doing. I reckon journaling is a very good way to express your feelings to just yourself, and not doing it as a way to present a different side of yourself. You can be your true self, and it's so refreshing. Like, once you write everything that you've been thinking down on paper, I feel like it genuinely brings you more life. Like, it makes you realize that these things can be written on paper and forgotten, you know? Like, boys, for example, like, you might be talking to a boy and it might be the best thing that's happened in like months. Like, it must be like so refreshing and so exciting, waking up to a good morning text, going to sleep with a good night text, like texting them throughout the day, having someone there that doesn't fully know you for you, but you can give off your own lens, I guess, like your own look to them. I also have some quotes that I wanted to share with you guys today in this video. So this first one, I feel like it really comes together with the teenage girl like self-worth things, just because I feel like lots of us use excuses as like, frick, like I should have done that when I was younger, I'm too old now to change my ways, you know? But this quote, I actually found this on TikTok. A guy was talking about it and it genuinely, like, I really liked it. The quote is, "You say you wish you did this when you were younger, or you learnt this when you were younger, but today is the youngest you'll ever be." So if you think about that quote, it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of eye-opening, because you realize that, like, damn, I'm growing up so much, like, I'm a teenage girl, like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I so happy or sad? I should be, like, when I was younger, I should have learned how to love myself, you know? And I feel like we seem to blame lots of things on, like, when we were younger we could have done this, or when we were younger we could have learned that, but today is the youngest we will be, and tomorrow we're going to be older than we were yesterday, and the next day and the next day. But if we don't change the outcome today, when are we going to change it? Because if we're going to keep using the excuse of, I'm like getting older, like I can't change my ways, girl, you're young today. So why don't we start to change our ways and realize that not everything in life is perfect. Not everything in life is perfect. You aren't perfect. The people around you isn't perfect. Your family's not perfect. Nobody can be perfect. But if you look at yourself and the people around you in a perfect lens, it gives you false hope of everything. Like, especially yourself. If you look at yourself like you have to be perfect, your self-worth, like, it can't be matched. It can't be matched, because you start to think that you're not worth waking up in the morning or putting on this certain type of makeup, because I'm not going to be as pretty as the girl at school or the girl I walk past like in the shopping center. Like, I don't know, there's just standards in our society that I feel teenage girls have had to put up with, and that have had to revolve their whole life around, and that is so tiring. Like, I don't understand how people can actually do that. Don't get me wrong, I'm still trying to find my self-worth. There's lots of points in my life, and I bet in yours, that have wanted to bring you down and let you know that your self-worth is nothing. But girls, I am telling you, and boys, girls and boys, I am telling you that your self-worth, once you find your self-worth, whoo, we're gonna be unstoppable, guys. Like, you're gonna look at yourself with so much grace and so much love, to the point where you genuinely couldn't care less what anybody else thinks of you or the standards that people have made of you. And I feel like that's empowering, like knowing that I can just love myself and I can choose who I want to be is something that we don't realize. Like, our lives, we make them. We make them how we want to be. Nobody else can do that. No one else can do that. Your personality is your personality. You got your personality from yourself. I know lots of people get their personalities from their friends, but that's because you look up to them and you see them like so angelic, and you just look up to them like a role model. That's fine. That's literally fine. That's what friends are for. Your friends are supposed to be there to, look up to them and love them, but if you can't love yourself, you can't love others. And self-worth is a really big thing on love. I think self-worth, to be able to have self-worth, you have to love yourself. That's the same with getting a boyfriend or a girlfriend or loving your family members. You can't love anybody truly until you do love yourself. And I feel like that's a really big thing that I look at, like love. Love is a really big topic that I choose to talk about, because not only is it something you can't describe or define, it's something that you can learn from and build from as a person. Like, let's be real, Valentine's Day is not every single day. Love does not happen every single day. Like, we don't feel love all the time. Love, you can't feel it all day. You can't feel it all the time. You're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have good days. But love in yourself will stick with you forever once you let it. Once you let the love come into you and love yourself and just be there for yourself, bro, the world is gonna be crazy, because you will be on fire. You will be on fire. Once you realize that nothing else matters, like, at all, girl, you are gonna be on fire, and I know you will, because you're strong and you're worthy, and self-worth revolves around love. But I feel as though lots of girls my age see self-worth as such a vulnerable thing and something that you really can't have ever. But in my opinion, self-worth really does just come from being yourself and loving yourself and knowing yourself. And I don't think many people nowadays put time into their days to realize who they are, or even sit down and think about who they actually may be as a person, to understand that they need self-love and self-worth in their life, Overall, we just need to stop putting images of ourselves, of who we truly aren't, on our faces, and living a day-to-day life acting like this is who we are when it's not. If you guys came this far, thank you so much for watching. I know it's not much, and I know it might not be too interesting, but there's going to be a lot more to come, and it won't just be these type of topics. It will be more relatable. I hope this one was relatable, but I hope there is more to come that you guys will relate to specifically. There'll be some more broader topics as well, like music and other stuff. And if you guys have any questions or any feedback for me, please comment down below, because I will take anything. Any feedback I will take. Self-worth is important in us teens, because it gives us a sense of belonging in life and in society, and to be happy with ourselves. And you can't love anyone until you love yourself and have your own self-worth. So yeah, bye guys, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Yeah, bye guys.